Everyone, this is Clay with Digifactors Animation. How y'all doing this morning? Now, before I begin, just to let you know, I just woke up. I had to rush to the few things, come back, and jump on here. So I take the time that I have before I go to work and make this little tutorial for you. Okay. Now, this tutorial is I'm going to show you how to animate a ship with your characters inside of it. Okay, landing on a plane. Now you're probably saying, well, you can't do that. If you make a ship set and you put characters in it and then animate that ship, your characters aren't going to move. They're just going to fall right off the ship. True that. That is true. It is impossible to animate anything with your characters on it without your characters falling. But that's not entirely true. Now, it's not just about cameras and objects moving into your scene, animate. You can animate your camera instead. So you animate your camera, okay, keeping your camera targeted on the ship. Okay, as you move your camera, let's say your ship is right here and you got your camera right here. So you move that camera, keeping it pointed at your target, which is your ship. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to show you. Now we're going to make a little scene where a ship is flying around like that, and it's slowly landing onto a surface of the planet. This is what we're going to do. Okay. So let me open up Muvizu. Already got it open, and as you can see, I have a ship right here. This is a ship I'm using in Space Wars. Okay. As you know, I'm working on a Star Wars alternate universe of Star Wars, which I call Space Wars. It's going to be a space satire or opera satire. Anyway, yeah, this is what that's kind of video I'm making. And then this is a set of the ship. Got Fox, Star, and Raja is in landing on the planet Arctica. So, and that's Raja. Star is actually right here. He's invisible because after I made this scene, he left the ship. He's not in the ship, so that's why he's invisible. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to have the camera start right here, and the camera is going to pan around. So I'm going to start moving up, and the camera is going to stay pointed at the ship. But as it gets higher, it stays on the ship. So, and there's the camera right there. Let me click on it. And you can see the track of the camera right there. You see the track? Okay, that is its keyframe. Alright, so I'm going to right click on it and bring up the keyframe, and I'm going to show you all the keyframes that it has. Okay, start right here at the beginning of it. Camera's over here. Okay, now let me bring up the camera's view. Let's see where you at. Oh, here, it's way over here on the other side. I got two monitors, so alright. And my main monitor is actually widescreen. So anyway, so I'm going to right click on that camera. I'm going to enlarge it a little bit, like so. And then enlarge it a little bit. I'm going to play that and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, the camera is moving and panning around, keeping its focus on the ship, keeping targeted on the ship. Moves up, still pointing down, and keeping sight of the ship, and it lands. Okay, so that actually gave the illusion of the ship moving around and landing on the surface of the planet. Okay, so You have to forgive me. I'm just, I'm trying to. Anyway, uh, so we got the first keyframe right here. Okay, right there. So we're going to move. Now you want to kind of keep them far apart when you lay your keyframe. Okay, because the further they are, the slower. So the closer together, the faster. So it'll be up to you on how you want the speed to be. So you'll have to adjust your keyframes around in order to uh, get the speed that you want. So, and then we'll go, watch how when I move the timeline, the slider on the timeline, how the camera stays focused on the ship. So when you put in your keyframe, when you move that ship, make that camera, I'm sorry, I guess I'm so asleep. When you move that camera, turn your camera to keep facing at the ship. You got to turn that camera. All right, and more. I got that keyframe there, and you can see how the camera is staying focused on the ship. And I think we're going to the last one. Yeah, that's pretty much it on putting in the keyframe. So, like I said, you just find your starting point, wherever angle you want the ship to come in from. And you may want to be on the left side or the right side of the ship instead of the left side. Okay, yeah, whatever how you want to do it. Just position your ship, just set the way you want it. Just select all, and then you can be able to move it around. All right, and if you have it locked, unlock it after you, and you can just move it around and then put the ship the way you want it. Then you place your camera in the angle where you want it to start, whatever side of the scene that you want your ship coming from. You can have it landing straight down if you want. It's up to you. But I do it this way because it seems more effective. But anyway, there you are. So before you go on into your landing scene where you want the scene that you're going to overlay this to, uh, before you do that, because you got to animate the camera in that scene as well. So what I do is I look at the diagram, the track of the camera, the track that the camera made when I laid its keyframe down. Okay, and then you'll take a piece of paper and just draw that track out. And this is how I did it. Okay, and you see, I started right here. Started adding my keyframes, moving the ship. And then right when this keyframe here added, then I went over here and added another keyframe. And then I keep panning the camera around, keeping its sight on the ship. Keep moving forward, and I add another keyframe, and another keyframe right here, and I do the same thing. I keep the camera peeled on the ship, and in the last keyframe, I point the camera straight down. I keep it straight down at the ship. In other words, when you're going around and adding your keyframes, you're turning that camera and keeping that camera aimed at the ship. And that gives it the illusion that the ship is moving, and not the camera. Okay? So you draw your diagram on a piece of paper. Okay? And then that way you'll know how you're going to do your camera in the other scene. Okay. So we're going to do that right now. I'm going to go to the other scene, and we're going to animate that camera on that scene. Right? So I'm going to load up the other scene, and then I'm going to open up Hitfilm Pro. So I'm going to pause the camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I got everything set up for the next scene. Now I threw this little scene together to demonstrate sort of kind of like what the surface of Arcticon looks like. So I kind of threw this together for this tutorial, and I just opened it up. and I got Hitfilm ready in the background. So now you see I got the camera right here. It's in the like I said, I got the starting point right here. So it's pointing right straight out to the area where I want the ship to come in at. Alright, so we're going to start animating right here at this point, and we're going to work around. So right click on the camera, go to direct, and then movement. Okay, and then we're going to switch to prepare, and we're going to put that camera in the keyframe. Then switch back to the timeline. Alright, now right at the beginning right here, let's add our first keyframe. Alright, and then we'll move the slider to where at a good distance, where it won't be too fast or too fast. And then we're going to add our keyframe. Remember, we're going to start here, and then when we get like halfway, we're going to add another keyframe. And then the second one, we're going to add a keyframe, and then we're going to start turning that camera down toward the ground. About like where we think the ship will be. Alright? So let's move that camera. Turn it a little bit. That. Right. Now we're going to go to other. So add a keyframe. Then we're going to start curving and going upward. And we're going to point. Instead, we're going to turn that camera. So, hey, we're right here. Right. Alright, and then we're going to add another keyframe. Good distance, right about there. Okay, so now we're going to go up. Alright, so go up. And then we're going to make another curve. Right here, we're going to make another curve. Alright, let me see. So in order to do that, we got to make another keyframe. Right about there. So let's get this out of the way. Keep that. We're going to point that down about there. Then we're going to make the last one. So the last one will be right here, and that's where we're going to. As you can see, we just made that last keyframe we made right here. That's when we started turning the camera down toward the ground, or where the ship is going to probably be. So do that. Now we're going to make the last keyframe. We're going to move it upwards in a curve a little bit, and then we're going to point it straight down at the ground. Let's do that right now. So we add that keyframe, move it up, and point it to the ground. Alright. Then I'm just going to adjust this. Whoops. I'll just adjust this timeline. Got that last keyframe. Now let's play that back. Then just a little larger, and we're going to play it back. Okay? So watch the little camera view. Well, it kind of like moved up a little bit in that. But like I said, you have to adjust your keyframes once you lay them out. You can just move your keyframes around. If you don't like that one certain keyframe, you can delete it and then start over right about there and adjust the camera the way you want it. You know. But it took me several times to get this right. But basically, this is actually how I usually do it. is I make a little diagram of my keyframe, my green screen shot that I made to overlap this. So I keep that handy, that because it kind of helps me to know how to move the camera. All right. So it took me a little while to make this on the actual shot for the video, and this is just I'm just trying to remake it right here, but no. But anyway, I got that all made up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize Muvizu, and I'm going to bring up Hitfilm. All right, let me enlarge Hitfilm. So I got a new project open, and then I'm going to add in my shot for the planet surface where I want to overlay the green screen shot of the ship, and this is going to be right here. And I'm going to play that real quick to show you what it looks like. Like I said, you just got to keep messing with it until you get the movement just right the way you want it. Like that. Okay, that looks good. So that's the way I did that shot. So now I'm going to drag it into the timeline. Alright? And then I'm going to make that a composite shot. Now, I'm going to bring in my green screen shot of the ship. Let me play that and show you how that looks like. You've already seen this. This is the same one that I used in the first part of the tutorial. So that's the way it's going to look when I overlay it. So let's overlay that. So we'll drag that over the first shot. Now we're going to go to the effects tab, and we're going to go all the way down to presets, double click that to open it, and then we're going to go to 2D effects. Scroll down until you see blue. There's blue screen. You can use blue screen if you want to, but I usually prefer green screen. So you look down until you see green screen, which is right here, and we're going to take that and we're going to drag it over our spaceship shot, our green screen shot. And there we go. Now, before we start animating this, what I like to do is I kind of like to bring my ship to the point where it's actually coming in. Feel like that. So, close the effects and go, open up the ship's tab, all right? We're going to go to transform. Transform in position. Okay, so we're going to activate the position and it'll create its first keyframe. We're going to move that, and then we're going to move this ship right in the middle. All right, now let's see what that looks like. Now the ship is already turning. Start landing. So let's play that back and see what it looks like. Now you see how it moves and how I kept the camera pointed at the ship. The camera stayed right on the ship when it moved. Play that back again. Starting point, and I moved around, keeping the camera pointed at the ship on every keyframe that I add. Yeah. So there you go. Sorry about that. Moved the wrong one. So yeah, there you go. That's how I created the illusion of your characters being inside of a ship while the ship is moving and landing. So technically, it is possible in Muvizu to animate your ship, your sets, with your characters in it by using the camera for the movement. And the camera can do wonderful things with the keyframe. You just gotta give it a try. Okay. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Hope this was helpful. You have to forgive me during this. I'm still asleep. I went to the store and all that as soon as I got up. Didn't have time to do anything. So now I'm stopping this video to get ready for work. So comment and like down below. Tell me what you think. Any more ideas of what tutorials I should make. Now, once I get my website open, uh, once I get enough fundings in, um, I'll probably put a link down on my PayPal. So if anybody would like to donate, to help with my website, um, believe me, I don't make enough money having all my bills and everything I have to pay. So anyway, and the equipment that I got, I have to have good equipment to make these videos. The website will be a majority of people sharing their videos, and plus, I'm going to start a series of tutorials uh, on the website, and those will be the ones for custom characters and stuff like that. Because you know, yeah, I'd rather have that on my website once I get it. Anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Hope it was helpful. Like and subscribe down below, and share to donate for the website. I'll have the link to my PayPal account down at the bottom. All right. Y'all have a blessed day.